Nersa has granted Eskom an increase of 9.61%, which means that those receiving electricity from the power utility will have to fork out more come the 1st of April. Now, this is despite some communities complaining about the inconsistent electricity supply and others at loggerheads with Eskom over debt disputes. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi is in one such affected community. That's in Pimville in Soweto. He joins us now live. And Linda, this is also taking place against the backdrop of hashtag Twanea Dima and Operation Buyamteto, which is taking place in the city of Johannesburg. Both these major municipalities trying to recoup unpaid bills, so to speak, or money that's to be paid due to debt that's outstanding.
Yeah, and you'll remember that comes actually at the backdrop of, those disputes that we saw last year between Eskom and some communities. You'll remember the community of Diepkloof, which was without electricity for a very long time, barricading roads and, seemingly denying the debt that Eskom said they owe. But of course, after, a number of engagements and back and forth, Eskom deciding to switch them back on. That is no, strange phenomenon or activity here in Pimville, because they experience the same issues with, and now the tariff hike means come the 1st of April, whether they like it or not, they'll have to fork out more. You'll remember last year we were in a community here in Pimville where they hadn't been, they've been rather without electricity for a very long time due to a transformer which had exploded, and they did indicate that the engagements with Eskom yielded no results. But let's get some reaction around this particular tariff hike from a community leader, Thabang Moloi. Thabang, thank you so much for your time. I want us to start talking about the tariff increase. Come the 1st of April, you guys, as the residents of Pimville, with your history with Eskom and the fight, you're going to have to fork out more. Talk to us about how you received those news.
Linda, when you talk about Eskom, you're talking about a Godzilla. You're talking about something that when you talk about Eskom, people they get scared. When you say Eskom, people will jump. Call a meeting and then people will not come. But when you say Eskom, people will come because of they fear Eskom, because people need energy. So now what happens is that if Eskom says they are going to raise their tariffs, it's bad. For instance, and it will affect us more than any other people. And for instance, let us look at the ratio of race. White people, yes, they comply, they buy. Black people, yes, they comply, they buy. Do you understand? But go and see how many people who are not buying electricity at all, you go to these informal settlements. Do you understand? And then we people who are paying, we are suffering for that. Do you understand? It's going to be tariff hikes. But when you look at Eskom, a lot of things are still wrong. Like, for instance, where I'm standing, I can even show you that you can see some oil on that particular box. It's leaking. You go and tell Eskom and you say, Eskom, this is a problem that you are facing. Eskom says, we can't do nothing. Let it burn first, and we'll come and fix it after. Do you understand? But now, when you talk about tariffs now, tariffs hike, it's really bad. Hence, I'm saying to you that when you talk of Eskom, you're talking about Godzilla. Yeah. Like, for instance, you go to Dlamini now. You're in Dlamini now about 2 weeks ago. They took all these security people with guns and stuff going to implement the meters there. Do you understand? So they go with guns there. So everybody now is terrified because now there is no communication between the people and Eskom.
Just quickly, we've run out of time. I want you to explain to us how much an average person who lives in Pimville spends on electricity.
I mean, like, for instance, to be honest with you, as a community leader, we've been having some meetings. 1.5. I'm telling you, they spend 1.5.
And is everyone on prepaid?
Yes, everyone is on prepaid here in Pimville. Do you understand? They spend 1.5 a month. Do you understand? And you can see we are in COVID situation. Why the government did give this relief funds of 350s? Do you understand? People are not working. People are suffering. Do you understand? Yeah. So now Eskom comes and say, really, now we are in COVID and Eskom comes and say, tariff hikes. No, that's totally wrong. On a very serious note.
All right. That's Thabang Moloi giving us the reaction as a community to those tariff hikes, saying an average person spends about 1.5 and majority of them are on prepaid.
Linda Mnisi, live to us there from Pimville in Soweto. Linda, once again, thanks very much indeed.